I'm going to teach you today how to make a fitness rope. It's very good for stretching. I have already 2 videos available on my YouTube channel showing you some various stretches you can do with this rope. Here I have 5 pieces of rope, 4 blue, 1 red. Choices are up to you depending on what kind of rope you have. I bought the rope from a dollar store, $3.50 for 50 feet of rope. You can choose to make the investment with this rope, or if you have already leftover rope, use that rope. The only rope I find not so good is that yellow plastic rope because it's not as comfortable with the grip. Whether you choose 3 or 5 ropes to braid depends on the thickness of the rope and depends on how big your hands are. I choose 5 because it's more comfortable for the grip. So with your 5 ropes, you want to line them up as close as possible. Then you make a knot. So I put these 2 fingers through, a finger and the thumb. I grab the 5 pieces and bring them through. So now I have a knot and I try and tighten it. I don't want to waste rope, so I try to bring the knot as close to the end as possible. Tightening as I go, making sure the rope's in a position where it's not going to slip out. And then I'll tighten them on one end and making sure that the ends don't go through. I take a wrench and I'll pull each end to make sure that it's out. Okay? And then I'll tighten again, one at a time. Make sure it's tight. 4, 5. And then one last tighten. As much as I can. Keep the knot in place. Taking each of the 5 ropes. And then one last time on this side just to make sure it's nice and tight. So here's the beginning, and you'll notice the red one is longer because I didn't cut it specific. I cut these to 6 feet usually. The red one was the end of the rope, so no need to cut it because I'm going to have to cut them all at the end anyways. And this is the factory end, which is usually melted, so it's a bit harder. So I like to remove these so that everything stays soft on both ends. Here I have a coat hanger because you need to keep the rope in tension while you make the braid so that the rope stays tight. And you'll see the 5 ropes. To braid 5, you bring the outside rope over 2. And again, outside rope over 2, outside rope over 2, and you continue keeping the rope in tension. Once in a while you'll have to remove the tangle. Keep going. And you have to regularly make sure it's tight. Releasing the tangle regularly, making sure it's tight. I'm going to show you, once I get a little bit longer, a bit of a close-up if you're still not fully understanding what I mean by going over 2 ropes. So I'm almost, well, halfway now. Keeping it tight, keeping the rope in tension. Each rope is fairly quick to make. If you have a fitness class that you think this is useful for, you can make a group of them depending on how many students you have. Maybe you have 15 students, so make 15 ropes. So now we're getting close to the end. Maybe you can see a close-up. Here it is. So I take the outside rope and I bring it over 2. Outside rope, bringing it over 2. 3 ropes, it's fairly simple. You just bring it over 1. And then once you get close to the end, you need to leave some rope unbraided so that you can make another tight knot at the other end. I usually leave at least 10 centimeters. Right there, you see that's the end I leave. I'll take one piece off, and then you make another knot. Same as the first one, thumb and finger go through. And I need to make sure all 5 ropes make it through. So I've missed one, got to make sure it threads through the hole. Got it? All right. So here's my 4 blue ropes and my 1 red rope. And trying to make it, keep it as long as possible. Okay, and then I need to take the wrench again, or pliers, and tighten, making sure the 5 ropes are out. And one final tightening. And then I'll cut the edges off just to keep it uniform, and eventually over time the rope will separate and fray and you'll get a nice soft edge. So here I'll cut, and now you have your very own fitness rope. Watch the videos on my YouTube channel to learn how to use this rope, and very soon there will be more videos. Thanks for watching.